So, the new trailer for the Fallout series recently dropped, and I just wanted to throw my hat into the ring as Fallout is easily one of my favorite game series ever. I played 3 when I was but a wee boy, and as a kid, it captivated me in a way other games just hadn't. I didn't understand much of the lore, but I had a blast regardless. Then in 2015, the wonder that is Fallout 4 came out, and I know it's not some people's favorite, but it's definitely the one I've without a doubt played the most. In recent years, I went back and played New Vegas, falling in love with its atmosphere and the Mojave Wasteland, and recently I've even beat both the original and Fallout 2, as well as spending way too much time watching lore videos. Basically, I'm a straight Fallout nerd. And like most video game adaptations, I was nervous as hell about them taking a game series so beloved by me and making a show out of it. We all know that these game, movies, and shows are usually terrible. However, now that we got the full trailer for the show, let's just say I feel a bit more relieved. So in the beginning of the trailer, we see Walton Goggins' character telling us about the Vault, so it's safe to assume pre-war he was a Vault-Tec employee. After this, we skip ahead post-war. Now, the show takes place in 2296. This is 219 years after the Great War, placing us 9 years after the events of Fallout 4, 15 years after the events of New Vegas, and 19 years after the events of Fallout 3. We then see our main character leaving Vault 33, although it's not yet known why. We see some beautiful landscapes, and one thing I noticed is the amount of trees and plants. Things are starting to look almost overgrown, in Hollywood at least, a departure from what we see in the games. The Vault Dweller is then captured by a Mr. Handy that looks like it was ripped straight from the games, and that makes me really happy. Now, this is where the trailer starts to show us some action. We get a shot of the Brotherhood of Steel, one of my all-time favorite factions, and the power armor and outfits look phenomenal. We then see Goggins' character with what looks to be our favorite boy Dogmeat. Now, during this clip of Goggins walking, a voice can be heard saying, "People are going to come after you." I personally believe that Goggins is A, our main villain, B, works for the main villain, or C, is some sort of anti-hero who starts evil before meeting and befriending the Vault Dweller. We then see something that I am so hyped for, which is a battle in which the Brotherhood of Steel is fighting the NCR, and it looks amazing. I'm not sure what is CG and what is practical, but my god, they did not waste any money making it look amazing. We see a couple more short clips of Goggins, power armor, the inside of Vault 33, all while it keeps cutting back to the Vault Dweller and a Brotherhood of Steel member looking over the city. In the final shot, we see the Vault Dweller with what looks to be some leather armor before cutting to the title card. Now, let's talk about it. First things first, I want to say that the things from the game were amazingly adapted. The Prydwen, Mr. Handy, power armor, stim packs, vertibirds, even the TV is just mwah. It looks absolutely beautiful, and seeing the detail that went into all of this, including the costume design, makes me so happy, and honestly, this trailer completely changed my opinion, and I have high hopes for the show. Moving on to another thing I really loved, is seeing that they're keeping the same kind of humor that made Fallouts 3 through 4, New Vegas included, so much fun for me. I know not everyone likes how they dialed back the dark humor from 1 and 2 to make it a little less dark and more fun humor, I guess, but for me it works, and it's great to see that they kept the same kind of tone and humor for the show. This next part was supposed to be when I put my negatives, and honestly, I really can't think of anything. The only thing that looks somewhat off or just weird to me is that this Vault Dweller, or I think he's probably the Overseer, but he's a Cyclops, and I don't know. I just think it looks goofy, but yeah, that's really the only thing I can find for negatives. Other than that, the show looks amazing. And I'm going off the script that I wrote for this part, but I do want to say that I am such a big Fallout fan that when I seen the initial teaser, I was not happy. I thought it was out of place. I really just didn't know like why they were making a Fallout show. It didn't make sense to me. And I really thought it was going to be corny. Just like, no offense, but the Borderlands movie looks terrible. And I'm a huge fan of Borderlands. I just wanted to add this part because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just glazing the Fallout show because I'm a huge Fallout fan. When I initially seen that this was going to be a thing, I was like, oh my god, dude, why do they have to ruin everything that I love? But like I said, after seeing this trailer, I'm a lot more relieved. I'm more hyped than I am not hyped. Now, for the final part of this video, it's just going to be me speculating on what I think the plot is. Which, from all that we've seen so far, I don't know why the Vault Dweller decides to leave the vault. I don't know if they're forced, but it doesn't look like it. It seems to me that they leave on their own free will. The trailer shows the people in the vault going crazy and starting to kill each other, but I can't say if this is before or after she leaves the vault, even though I'm leaning towards after. But I think that this scientist or doctor character that we see has a bounty on his head, because he either stole something from someone or has information that somebody with influence and caps wants. I believe that Goggins' character is going to be our pseudo bounty hunter that's responsible for tracking him down and bringing him back, while I think that the Vault Dweller might want to protect him. This might be a stretch, but Goggins did appear on one of those late shows, and it had a clip that kind of implies that. I'm not sure if that's what the overall story will be about, or if that's just going to be our introductions to these characters. I don't know. Whatever it may be, I'm definitely a lot more excited than I was when the initial teaser dropped, and I'm curious to what you guys think, so leave a comment letting me know. And don't forget to like, because that motivates me to make more of these videos, and Dusty out.